Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnekins at World Dairy Expo. And thank you to our expo sponsors, including Ashley Gausman, our BASF representative in Northwest Wisconsin, Wisconsin Credit Union, Matt Carls, our Mycogen Seeds rep in Northwest Wisconsin, AMPI, and Osteoplastics. Well, I'm with the 72nd Allison Dairyland, Abigail Martin. And on Wednesday of Expo, she had a really tough job, a whole bunch of kids with her, and she was taking them around Expo. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Abigail, thank you for joining us. How many kids did you have?
A lot. I guess I don't know the number. There were several groups that are rotating, but it's so neat because schools from all over the Madison area are able to come and check out what dairy means to Wisconsin here. So they're excited to be out here. We were talking about how milk travels from farm to school and how it doesn't just show up in a store. So it was really exciting to be able to share that message this morning.
And these were elementary school students. What grade?
Yes, around fourth grade. So that was the main age that we talked to. Fourth graders is kind of when they're learning about Wisconsin history. So we tried to focus on, of course, history is being a dairyland, being dairy state is part of our agricultural roots here in Wisconsin. So it's a great time to talk to those kiddos.
Okay. How do you keep a fourth grader's attention? Because that, especially with all of this other stuff around, I mean, that had to be a difficult job.
Yeah, you just got to kind of keep going. So we have some tents set up in the front of the Coliseum where we're able to have more of a closed classroom space so we can keep their attention, but really just trying to keep activities going. So we're doing some sign activities where they can see pictures of milk traveling from farm to store. We're doing a dance. We did the moo cow dance, so get the kids up and active and ways that they're really able to connect and learn with what we're talking about.
Talking with Abigail Martin, our 72nd Allison Dairyland. Now, they did, though, get a chance to tour some of the barns and stuff, right?
Yes, they did. So they were able to walk through and see some cows and check out the milking that's happening here live in action so they can see firsthand how some of this is happening, how the cows are here, the milking, and walking around and seeing there's tractors here on display, of course, so they're able to see lots of different parts of Expo when they're here.
I've done junior achievement before. I have volunteered for that, and that is tough. But probably the hardest part is the questions, and they probably come at one every 2 seconds. What were some of the questions that were asked?
Lots of different questions, how you milk an almond. My favorite one actually was we were talking about how milk gets from the farm to the store, and somebody asked, well, what about the cocoa farmers? Are they connected with the milk producers to make chocolate milk? So this fourth grader had connected the dots between cocoa and making chocolate milk. So it was a really great way for us to talk about there's farmers of all kinds. No, we don't have cocoa farmers here in Wisconsin, but they're definitely important to make that delicious chocolate milk.
How did you mention the almond milking? How do we milk an almond?
Actually, we don't milk an almond. Yeah, so, I'm glad they're asking those questions. If that's what they're seeing in the store and that's what they're confused about, I'm glad we're able to say, we don't milk an almond. Milk only comes from mammals, and we choose dairy products because that's the most natural, healthy beverage we can choose.
Did any of them ask? I know a lot of times I've seen this. Does this hurt the cow? Were they concerned about the cow's well-being?
I think definitely, and some of the teachers maybe that are along the ride. So we try to explain, we take the best care of our cows possible, and I'm able to give some firsthand experience growing up on a dairy farm. My dad and uncle are home caring for the cows right now today, and I've been on the farm milking the cows, and I'm able to share that, we're doing the best we can, and we're really caring for these cows the best we can.
You mentioned the teachers. What do the teachers get out of this? Do they get some extra learning materials that they get to take back to the classroom?
I think they do, yeah. And, whether they're going to play the Moo Cow song later on in their classroom, they're able to go to WisconsinDairyCouncil.com and find those resources. And just an appreciation for what the World Dairy Expo is. And I think they were all getting along and answering their questions and waving and doing the actions with us, too. So I think it's really a great opportunity to reach not only the fourth graders, but the teachers that are in the school districts around Madison.
That's Abigail Martin. She's our 72nd Allison Dairyland, and on Wednesday, she was in charge of a whole bunch of fourth graders here at World Dairy Expo. From World Dairy Expo, I'm Brian Winnekins on WRDN.